Morning. Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. I'm Larissa. This is my video diary, and the time has come. Once again, to drink from skulls. Yeah, drink from skulls. I hold the camera down here because it's more comfortable, right? It's kind of uncomfortable. Hold the camera up here. Anyway, I don't care what I look like. Oh, so yesterday, I got my chiropractic adjustment, and I cried. Sometimes there's, psychosomatic emotional release when you have something physical, right? But that's not what it really was. He gave me my adjustment, and just for a moment, the pain was gone, right? Gone. I'm laying on the table, and I knew, like, as soon as I move, because you can't just lay, right? Like, you can't just lay and look at the ceiling your entire life. I mean, some people, I guess, have to, but for me, in my in my in my in my meat at this time, that is just like not an option. I have to move, right? But just for that moment, the pain is gone, and knowing that as soon as you move, that it's going to be back at some level, right? And so I cried. And he's like, "Oh yeah, sometimes you have emotional release." And I said, "Well," I said, just for a minute there. I said, "I live with a lot of pain all the time. It's always there. It's kind of like a spouse you can't divorce ever, right? Like, it's like a conjoined twin. It's like Brody's tail on his ass. It's always there, right?" For that moment, it was gone. And it was just like remembering a time in my life when that pain wasn't there. And I cried, you know? But it did greatly, greatly, greatly improve the way I felt for the day. And how I feel now. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night with my arm numb, or shooting pains, right? And he told me the pain that I was having. I described the pain that I was having, where it started and everything. And so I pinched a nerve is what the problem was. The nerve that goes down the arm. He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, I didn't even tell him, like, yeah. Anyway, so yesterday, after that, went to the gallery, and I rehung almost my entire gallery. Can't move the big fish painting. Can't move it. I need some place for that fish painting to go. I need to find some place for that fish painting to live for a while. Yeah, I do. I need to find some place for that fish painting to live for a while. There has to be a restaurant or an office building or something somewhere that would like to have a painting, that has a great big wall. It would like to have a big, colorful painting. I mean, I realize it's dealing with a pretty heavy subject matter, but, you know, it doesn't read that way immediately. It reads as colorful. It reads as a rainbow. So, anyway, there's that. I did. And the space is like, I moved. So all of the pieces that are in the series that I'm working on right now, Dreamscapes, they were all on the floor. Now they're all on the wall. And I have mixed emotions about this, mixed feelings about this, because they're not priced yet and they are not for sale. They're NFS as of right now, because until the series is complete, I can't price them. So it's like more than half my wall space is taken up by product that is not for sale. All of the paintings that were on the walls that are for sale are still, that I've taken down, are still there in the gallery. They're just stored, right? The watercolors are put back in the sleeves, and the paintings that got moved from the wall that were in there. There's one painting that got moved out of the main gallery space into, and it's just hanging on the wall in the back now. I mean, excuse me, they're still there, but it's just not on the main floor. So I have to put up a notice explaining that. It might be easier to get people to come in. Oh, I'm not shopping. Oh, most of it's not for sale anyway. You can't buy it. Maybe people will be willing to come in. I don't know. Yeah. But I moved my easel is now in a different spot. My painting station is now in a totally different spot. I took down the kimono and the journals. I don't have to have stupid ass conversation with people about those journals anymore, and or the kimono, either one. Oh, are you selling the kimono? Did I make the kimono? No, it is just part of the display. Are those purses? They don't look like purses. I don't know why people kept asking me if they were purses. It's like that. It's very obviously that it is a journal. It is very obviously a bound book. Anyway, those are all taken down, and I have them stored. I'll bring them back out around Christmas time, because they're small kind of thing. But then my work table is now in the window and the corner, and I moved the CD player to the other side of the room, and like everything is moved around, and the chairs are moved around, and the whole space, it's a totally different space. It's a totally different space than what it has ever been. So it'll be interesting to see, people stop in and be like, and see what their response is, or see how it'll be interesting to see how the dogs respond to it. Because, the dogs notice. Yeah. So yeah, I have the easel set up, and I picked up my canvases. I got the canvas for the next painting, and I got the two small canvases. And so, start those value scales. Yeah. Start those value scales. That will be interesting, won't it? Yeah. Viridian. 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 I think I might order some Egyptian blue. Yeah. I found a site that has it, but I don't know if it's real Egyptian blue. Pigments are so hard to find. And Williamsburg is no longer, like Winsor Newton, is no longer distributing their pigments. They're just prepared paints. And I don't want prepared paints. I want to mix my paints. Anyway. And there's a couple other paints that anytime I see them, I'm picking them up because they're discontinued, right? Certain things. So I'm buying them up whenever I find them online or whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Watched an interesting clip of a news channel in China And this one was specifically in southwestern China, I think it said, somewhere in southwest China. But there's this epidemic in China of these big construction sites, right? They had this big construction boom. People bought into these high rises that have homes in them, right? Not single family homes, but they buy a condo, they buy it. It's their house. And then the construction company goes out of business and it doesn't get finished. And so there was this interview with this guy. It's like a super, oh, my titty itches. It's just this super crazy skyscraper. He's on the 20th floor. He has no water, running water, and no electricity. So that means he has to walk 20 flights because there's no elevator if there's no electricity, right? Not even a hydraulic one. And I can't I can't even imagine. He was saying, he's like, I can't even brush my teeth. But he had to move into this place because he bought it in 2015 and here it is 2023 and it is still not done, right? I can't, like, yay communism, right? I don't understand. Like, this is a direct result of communist rule, right? Communist structure. So I don't understand why people here are so gung ho. The Californians are so gung ho, right? Like, not all Californians, but there's quite a few. Anyway, yeah, interesting. Just interesting. Just interesting. Oh my God. Mm. So I saw this thing keeps coming up in my Amazon suggestions. You might like. It's like it looks like a big tire iron, right? Looks like a giant tire iron for wrapping your arms around. It's like a cross to hang on, right? And I don't know. I don't know if I want to try it or not. It's not that I have bad posture. I don't. I actually have very good posture. I just have some physical attributes that put a lot of weight on my frame, right? And something like that is something external. It would probably give me a big bruise on my ass where the end of the pole. Because the end of the pole would end up at the base of my neck, which that might feel good. It would be like giving yourself a still point. But then the other one, the base would be at the top of the crack of my ass. It would probably give me like a pilonidal cyst or something. I don't know. Yeah, right. And I'm just leery of buying too many gadgety things because last time I ordered something from Amazon for my neck, it was a piece of shit that broke in 5 minutes. And then they were mad because I wrote a review online, said, don't waste your money. And they're like, we're a small company. I'm like, make a better product. It broke immediately. And I don't think it's because I just happened to get a faulty one. I think it's because you have a piece of shit product. It was way cheaper. The materials and stuff were way cheaper than what it appeared to have been online. And so it's like, then I had this big old piece of plastic crap, right? That, so there was another thing that I was looking at that looked interesting to me. A neck support for when you're laying back. I'm like, ooh, that'd be nice during shavasana or just laying down on the floor to give some traction. And but I'm leery to get it after that last thing that I got. Tea's making me burp. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We will see. There's that. Yeah. Last night for dinner, every now and then I make a vegan meal. Last night we had a vegan dinner. It was pretty good. It was a coconut curry, coconut milk curry. Yeah, it was a yellow curry, and it had tomato and pineapple and onion and celery and carrot and potato and tomato and basil and cilantro and hot peppers and sweet peppers and coconut milk and star anise and allspice and yellow curry and um, then I air fried some tofu and then I put the air fried tofu in, and that is the answer to doing tofu stews, because air frying the tofu kind of like seals the tofu, gives it it doesn't like fall apart into pieces when you then put it in the sauce. So it was a coconut curry stew. I put air fried tofu in, and then we had rice, and it was really really good. I think there's enough down there that we could probably eat that for dinner tonight. Again, probably enough left over. And I'm assuming Omar will eat sandwiches for lunch, and I'm gonna take sandwiches with me too. And then I have stuff down there to make pasta fazool. I have stuff down there to make pasta fazool and salad. And then I have in the freezer package pre-cut and seasoned and everything collard greens and veg and onion and stuff, you know. And then I have black-eyed peas, so we can do black-eyed peas and collard greens and rice, black-eyed peas and collard greens and rice, and then I have the pasta fazool and salad, and so I have meals for a few days, right? Because both of those things will have leftovers, so you have the next day's dinner too. And I try to cook that way. So I try to cook that way so we have, good food, healthy food, non-processed, But yeah, last night's meal was vegan. I even used coconut oil. I'm real careful about that though, because Omar does not digest coconut fats very well, and he's gotten sick from it before, like because it's very rich, and not everybody can. So this is a thing. Some people are unable to digest coconut, and so I'm careful about how much coconut I put in our diet. I like it, and I have no problem digesting it, but he does. So like last time we went to Cafe Gratitude, he had a coconut milkshake. He chugged it, and it was good. It was good, and then his body was just like, nope, get out now. Vomited. Cafe attitude. Saw a clip yesterday. Some guy walking through Berkeley, and it was a neighborhood where I used to frequent the restaurants and the businesses down there. Yeah, everything is closed. There's nothing. There's like nothing. And I said to Omar, we were watching it. I said, oh look! I said, way to go, communists! You won. The Berkeley commies, all the Berkeley commies. You got what you wanted. All the industry, all the businesses are gone. Now you got nothing but homeless people all over the street. Now everybody has nothing. Distribution of wealth. Everybody has nothing. Way to go, communists! Way to go. Yeah. But I was wondering. I said to myself, with everything closed, I wonder what the rents are like in those places. Like there's a bar here and there. Like yeah, that's the only kind of business that's flourishing right now. Places where people can drink themselves silly. Yeah. hmm But seriously, I wonder like what is rent like in those neighborhoods now? Because those were high ticket spaces, right? There was a place down there, an ice cream shop that I used to go to. I used to have an appointment, I used to have a medical appointment in a building down there, like every other week or so. There was an ice cream place after that appointment. I'd go and get a scoop of ice cream. Butter pecan. They had really good butter pecan. It's closed and everything. There's a place down there I used to get my nails done for a while. It's closed. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta try doing some yoga today and see, since my adjustment, how things are fallen, and if I have any more success in load bearing asana. So the issue that was going on with my arm, I noticed that's where I noticed it most when I was doing load bearing pose, any load bearing pose like dolphin, downward facing dog, plank. I couldn't pull up and out of this shoulder cuff. So there's a muscular skeletal movement that you have to do in that asana in order for it in order for you to have proper alignment. And I was having trouble doing that, and laboring in the transition in and out of the asana. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes today. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Yeah. That's all she wrote, and the pencil broke. That's all she wrote, and the pencil broke.